Let's take a look at the front of my car. How does it look? Looks good, right? Looks like it's missing something, right? What do I always have on the front of my car that's not there? That right there. NOVISTRETCH. NOVISTRETCH. Protects my front end. I always wear it. I always keep it on my car. A lot of you guys have told me to take it off. Stop wearing it so much. It's going to damage your paint. It's going to damage your car. I didn't listen. So let's look at this side. That side looks good. Got the 2 ports here. Just pop them on there. Everything's good. Let's go to this other side. Got that one there. What the hell is that? You want to know what that is? So this is how it should look. One at the bottom, one at the top. But on this side, we've got one at the bottom, nothing at the top. It is literally stuck on there. Somehow or another, it ripped off. You guys kept telling me, do not wear this thing on my car all the time, and I didn't listen. So once again, this is how it's supposed to look, top and the bottom. Now, this is how it looks. So that little clicky thing, this part, is actually stuck on there now. I'm gonna have to take some sort of, I don't know what, and rip it off in order to, I don't know, in order to get it off. Look at it. And as you can see, I've been pulling on it so much that it's starting to weaken the fender wells. Let's talk about it. I know what you guys want. Yeah. All right, guys, so your boy made a mistake. I'm gonna be honest with you, and you guys told me not to. You specifically told me stop leaving that damn thing on the front of your car. It's only for traveling purposes. It's only for if you're going on long distance trips and you're gonna be on the highway. You want to stop some of the rock chips. You want to stop some of the bugs from hitting the front end of your car. Maybe some of the mess and the muck that, you know, other cars fling off of their tires that hit your front end. It's only for that purpose. It's not to be worn all the time on your car. Well, I didn't listen. I'll be honest with you. I didn't listen. I've always worn that thing on my car. Unless I was washing it, unless I was going to a car show, or, you know, I was displaying the car somehow or another. I always wore that NOVISTRETCH bra on the front of my car. And a lot of you guys in the comments kept telling me, knock out, take that damn thing off. It's not used for that. It's not used to be worn all the time. Now, mind you, hold on guys, I'm actually trying to drive here. Now, mind you, I'll be honest with you, I probably broke the rules as far as this thing is concerned. I used to leave this thing on the front end of my car, and when I say this thing, I'm talking about that heap of cloth and whatever the hell else material that is. I used to leave that thing on the front of my car overnight. It would be freezing. I would leave it on there whether it was raining. I would leave it on there whether it was hot as hell. I left it on all the time. And like I said, I would only take it off if it were a car show or something, or if I were washing the car, or if I had just washed it, I would take it off. But for the most part, I left it on. I thought it was a convenient way of, you know, protecting your front end from, you know, rocks and bugs and all kinds of other bullshit that hits the front end of your car on the day-to-day basis, right? Well, one thing that I did notice, so mind you, I've had this NOVISTRETCH on my car, which to my understanding is actually made specifically for a Challenger, but it will fit a Charger. But I've had this NOVISTRETCH on my car since, I honestly want to say May of this year. So 6+ months I've had that thing. Maybe not 6+ months, but I've had that thing on my car just about every day since May. Whether it was 100 degrees, whether it was is that Mustang? No, that's a damn Toyota right there. It's S2000. But whether it was 100 degrees, whether it was 10 degrees, whether it had just snowed, flurries, whether it was freezing weather, whether it was raining, I kept that thing on my car all the time. A lot of you guys specifically told me, do not leave that thing on your car. It'll do damage to the paint for one, and it'll be harder and harder over time to get on and off. Well, I didn't listen to that. And the reason I didn't listen to it is because every time I took it off, I would look at the paint. And the paint was fine. There were no scratches whatsoever, to my knowledge. I had to look at it again. But I saw absolutely no scratches on the paint whatsoever. So I'm thinking, okay, everything's good, you know. I'm just gonna leave it on there because I like what it did. And to be honest with you, I kind of like the look too. Like it made it look a lot meaner. Like for you guys that have different colored cars, like white or red or purple and shit like that, it may not look as good on your car as it does on all black. You know what I'm saying? Like I really felt like the Dark Knight when I put that thing on the front end of my car. It just completely blacked out the front. You know, it blacked out the SCAT pack emblem. All you could see literally were the headlights, which is what I liked. And people used to ask me about it all the time. Like whenever I would go to Chick-fil-A or anywhere, for some reason, Chick-fil-A was always a constant, but every time I went to Chick-fil-A to get something to eat, they would always ask, what's this thing on the front of your car, man? Like, what is this? And I'm like, it's just a, you know, fucking front end, bro. Like, it's nothing crazy. But they would ask me, and, you know, I'd have to tell them or whatever. And a lot of people would ask me outside of them about it. So I kind of like the look of it. I like that, you know, it kind of looked like a cape on Batman or something like that. You know, I'm a comic guy, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a science fiction guy, so I'm a nerd when it comes to stuff like that. So I loved the thing on my front end of my car. I loved how it looked, you know. I loved the fact that it was protecting the bugs and the trees and leaves and rocks and all that bullshit that was getting flicked and thrown from other cars and I was picking up from the road and all that stuff. I loved it. Now granted, I would even wear it when it was raining, which is not good because this type of material soaks up the rain, so it gets really heavy and it drags. And because it's so heavy, the under part of the car where that little Velcro stitch is, it doesn't stick as well, and over time it loses its strength and it starts to hang, and needless to say, it starts to lose its power. It loses its strength as far as the Velcro is concerned. So it would hang when it would get wet. When it would get really wet and stuff like that from the rain or whatever, it would hang and it would scrape the ground or whatever the case may be. Still, I left it on there, you know. I figured it wasn't doing any damage to the car. It can be replaced. Not worried about it. Well, this week, as a matter of fact, I was making what video was that I was making? It was the touchless wash video, as a matter of fact. And like I said, I always take it off when I'm getting my car washed, when I'm about to wash it, what have you. I take it off. So I was going to take it off, and I noticed that it was hard as hell to take off. It was hard as hell to unbutton that top button. Now let me get it here for you. It was hard as hell to unbutton this top button right here. You know, it's literally just a button, like the same kind of button that you would have on a shirt or a goddamn jacket is literally what they put on the underside of the car. So you just button that. Well, I go to unbutton it and it's hard as hell to get off. So, you know, I put a little muscle into it. Well, I put too much muscle into it and the damn thing ripped off. So now that little button is stuck on the underside of my wheel well or my fender flare or whatever the case may be. So it's pretty much rendered ineffective because it's just not going to stick anymore in that area. It's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna attach to that button as it should. And as a result, it's pretty much rendered ineffective on that right side. I just won't be able to latch it. Now you say, well, what about the bottom one? You should be able to latch one out of the two. Well, that's the thing about the bottom one. The bottom one, although it's not broken off completely, it's so loose that it doesn't actually hold on to the car anymore. It just falls off. Like the top button was the one that was pretty much holding the damn thing together. And if you know the construction of how these things are built or how these things actually latch on, they latch under the hood at 2 points and then they latch under the fender flare at 2 points as well, on each side of the car, either side of the car, however you say it. So the bottom one was completely loose to the point that after driving it for a couple minutes, it would pretty much fall off. But that was no problem because the top one was still attaching and doing what it was supposed to do. Well, now that the top one has fallen off and no longer attaches to the car, that bottom one falls off as well, and it just dangles. And my fear is that it's going to get caught under the wheel at some point or another, whether I'm turning, speeding up, slowing down, the wind hits it a certain way, and it's just going to, you know, rip off completely and possibly damage the front end of my car. So needless to say, this is kind of a video as to how you're supposed to wear these things on your car. These things are only as needed. These are not permanent options. These are not permanent solutions, excuse me. I thought that I could wear that thing all the time and just protect my front end. I didn't have to get it clear coated. I didn't have to get it paint protected. I could just wear that thing all the time and I'd be good. I've learned the hard way. These things are good. I love them. I love the look. I love what they do. I love the function, but they're very thin material. It's a net, so let me get it. It's a net material, so you can see through it, right? It's a net material, and it has to be a net so that it's breathable. It's got to be breathable for the engine, because you think about it, it is covering the front end of your car. It's covering those vents where the air comes in. And for a car like ours, you know damn well you want to make sure that these cars get plenty of cool air. Otherwise, you will be overheating the shit out of your car. It's really thin material. It is prone to ripping. I've got a few tears and rips in it as we speak, and that's just from, I don't know, heating and cooling, rain, dry, the whole nine. But I think they're great. I love them, but they are not permanent solutions, guys. You have to take these things off and use them as needed. When you're going on a long trip, throw them on there. You're getting on the highway, throw it on there. If you know that you're going to be going through some dirty areas or something like that, you just clean your car, throw it on there. You know what I'm saying? Do not in any way, shape, form, or fashion try to leave this thing on permanently. It will not work, and you will be disappointed like your boy. $125 down the drain. And guess what? I'm gonna order another one too. After I get that little piece off of the inside of the fender well, I'm gonna order another one, because I really like the way it looks and I like what it does, and I like having it on there, to be honest with you. So with that being said, this is just kind of a cautionary tale. Do not keep these things on your car all the time. They will fail over time, and if you're lucky like me, it'll just be a situation where one of the buttons broke off and you just got to pop it off. If you're unlucky and unfortunate, there could be a chance where the net actually gets caught under the wheel and you rip the damn thing off of your entire car, possibly damaging the front end of your car. I was lucky. You may not be. It's your boy Knockout 360. #bars. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.